Hey, I was told to come check on you, because...
What's up?
How many of those have you had?
9.
9?
11.
Happy Thanksgiving, dude. I was told to come check on you because we have a game in half an hour.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
That might be a problem.
Low-quality fans of a high-quality Bruins team that currently is missing about half their players. That is not a dub. That's not a dub. And I'll tell you what, that intro is a real waste of a stout. But it does help with the processing of whatever the fuck I just watched. What an abhorrent, awful, terrible, disgusting loss in which you can blame virtually anyone that you want to. You want to blame the refs? They gave you plenty of reason to. You want to blame Korpisalo? Yeah. You want to blame anyone else on the team? You probably have an argument other than Geeky and Fraser Mitten. And honestly, who's Nadinov? He's squirrely, man. I like that kid. I just like him. Tough. You really wanted a couple wins strung together. I'm really waiting on that. It's been a little while since we've had that. We'll get back to it. I was really ready before the game. I was really ready to have a conversation about scheduled losses. And I know that's the coward's way out often, but it's really not when it's the first game after a long road trip. Historically, that's always been a tough one. There are so many injuries. Sorry, I had to make a hard cut there because I burped, which I think I'm going to be doing for a minute here. I just chugged that thing. I should grab another one. Yeah, all right. So, a lot of injuries that we're definitely going to get into, which are going to add to the scheduled loss aspect of it. But there's just a lot of things going into it where I was like, this is probably not going to be our best effort. But once again, what we've talked about all year is we know that this team is going to have stinkers. That's just part of it, especially with the injuries mounting. The effort has to be there. And I think one of the more frustrating things about this entire game is, for large portions, effort is not what you would call anything you got from the Bruins. They pushed back in the third. I thought the second period was much better than the first. The first was really bad. They didn't start on time. So it's what it is. I'm not losing a lot of sleep over this game. I am bitter about it. I'm particularly bitter about some ref stuff, which I really try not to be a ref guy. And it's now 2 games in a row where I'm talking about the refs, or 2 of the last 3. I don't remember. I'm just frustrated. And I'm trying to direct my frustration towards something that's a little more helpful rather than just, the zebras. You know. Let's talk about the Discord. You should join it. The YouTube membership program. You should probably join that too, just for funsies. Twitter, I'm on there. You could like, you could comment, you could subscribe. Nailed it. Good work. Let's talk about this Rangers team for a second. It's the first meeting of the year. They are 17th on the power play, 19th on the penalty kill, 30th in goals for, and 4th in goals allowed. Quick and Shesterkin have been great. Quick has a 3-3-0 record, which is fine, but a 1.69 goals allowed average and a 944 save percentage. Shesty, on the other hand, has a 2.41 and a 911. Now, they're really fascinating because they are, if not the best road team in the NHL, one of them, and they're one of the worst on home ice. This is, I don't know if you'll remember this, but about a month ago, we were talking about how they couldn't score a goal on home ice. They shut out, 3 straight times to open the season on home ice? But they were scoring like 5 goals a game on away games. Just weird. So none of those stats, I think, matter for the Rangers right now. They're just trying to figure out where they're at. This is, yes, we're like 26 games into the season for them as well, but that team has really been spinning as far as what they're trying to be. And I think they're starting to find it, and their goaltending being really good, and they have the ability to score. I think they'll be fine, bounce back from what last year was. They're 5-5-0 in their last 10, which obviously isn't stellar. They do not have Matt Rempe right now. He's month to month, I want to say. I think he's going to be out for a while. The Bruins are going to have some weird lines. We're going to have Steves, who is referred to as Stevens through a lot of this broadcast. I have issues with the broadcast. Elias, Geeky, Middlestat, who's Nadinov, Merkulov, Janot, Minton, Kostelik, Tufty, Corrali, Asamont, Zadorov, Aspero, Lindholm, Jokiharju, Lorai, Peak, and Korpisalo in net. Middlestat returns. It feels like he was forced to return earlier than he might have, should have, but he was okay in this game. Because now we have Pasta and Zaka also day-to-day. McAvoy, Harris, Arvidsson, and Blumel without a clear timeline that continues from previous videos, of course. I want to talk about, I guess, one major thing, but it's kind of two things. So Merkulov gets called up over Liesel. Now, Liesel, you might have seen a recent highlight, he's looking good in the AHL. He's also a week removed from getting benched for lack of effort. Like, literally scratched, and he was on the fourth line. Which, in Providence, the fourth line doesn't exactly mean the same thing it means in the NHL. It doesn't technically mean you're all the way down the depth chart, but is what it is. So Merkulov gets called up. I would have put this as a game note. I don't want to. Merkulov was invisible this entire game. Entire game. Barely noticed him. And I was going out of my way to try to find positive things for him. Did not notice him. Now, let's remember what I said about every single player in their first game up in Boston, which has been, what the hell was that? Give a player time, fit the system, all that stuff should still apply to Merkulov. Why not Liesel? Well, as said, a week out of being suspended. Literally the team suspending him, basically, is what they did, for effort. They scratched him for a game. He was a point-per-game guy, and they scratched him because his effort wasn't there. We've already talked in a previous video about the team strong-arming players into a game that isn't theirs. Liesel's never going to be a stellar defender. I want to trust the coaching staff and the front office with this guy's... There's a reason he's not coming up. Whether it's a toxic attitude, or it's a defensive game so bad and so lazy that it actively hurts the team. Unlike a Pasta, who's just a bad defender. Or something along the lines of he takes so many shifts off that, yeah, he'll have these moments where he scores great goals, but it's only because he was in a decent position. And he's going to have so many shifts where he's not going to see the play ever going to him, so he's not going to try at all. Like, stuff that would be super damning and you couldn't possibly reward. From a fan's perspective, who's not in the front office and not on the bench and not watching every single Providence game, it is really hard for me to understand why a point-per-game player who would immediately be the third or fourth best skater on the team, who would immediately be the fourth or fifth most offensively gifted player on the team, at worst, and you're not calling him up. And it's been years of you not calling him up. And you have every reason right now to call him up. I mean, there is no risk anymore. Only reward. Because the injuries are rampant. Just get the guy up. I don't understand. I want to trust. I don't think this front office has earned our trust when it comes to developing forwards. I've been a Sweeney defender for a long time. I've certainly this past year had a lot of negative things to say about him and the effort that they've put forward for certain things. Obviously love the trade deadline, but other than that, there's a lot of frustration about this case because it almost feels like secrecy. Because it can't simply be like, we didn't love his effort. Okay, but he keeps scoring goals. So, like, the effort can't be that bad, right? Right? Every time he comes up, his back check is really nice. His neutral zone defense, particularly on the back check, is impressive. He creates in the offensive zone. And towards the tail end of his time up with us last year, obviously he went 10 games and had like 1 point. I'm not going to say he was stellar. But the last couple of games, he was really starting to put a game together that you could see at the NHL level. And his preseason sucked. I totally get it. It wasn't good. And I was frustrated with him. And when he got cut, I was one of the first people to go, Yeah, cut him. Absolutely. He did not earn to stay up here. I find this one weird. I guess I don't find it that weird. He was just benched for effort. And it's hard to reward a guy in that setting, especially when you have other guys who sit there and go, well, I'm fighting the good fight, and I've been a good player. Merkulov's been a point-per-game guy for a while. Merkulov's had more opportunity at the top than Liesel has. And he hasn't been able to stick, and I've had my own issues with how they've handled Merkulov, but I don't want to make this a Merkulov versus Liesel thing. I really don't. Unfortunately, it has to be kind of part of the conversation, but it's really easy with hindsight because Merkulov did nothing in this game to be like, Liesel should have been in. You've got to give your number one prospect a chance at some point. You just have to. And this feels like quite literally a perfect opportunity to do so with no negative. Because even if he isn't good, okay, you're missing 3 of your top 6. And 2 of the guys who are here are still trying to shake off the rust and get back to normal. Throw the fucking guy in. I don't know. I feel like there's a lot you could say, and you could end up on any side of the spectrum at that point. You could literally land on, how dare they not do this, to, yeah, I kind of get it. Or, yes, I totally agree. It's tough. It's a tough situation. It feels like they just hate him. It really does feel like that. Just give the guy a chance. Give the guy a chance. Had I known last video that Pasta and Zaka would be out, which I believe we know Pasta has to handle, I forget the name of what he has, but he has something that causes him issues in the lower body through the year. I don't know why I can't think of the name. This feels like the perfect opportunity to give them an extra little break. Pasta and Zaka, I'm sure they are banged up. They got holiday with their family, and then they go, take 1 extra day, come back tomorrow, like rest up. Maybe they are missing tomorrow as well. I don't know. But it feels like that's what they did. Is, okay, this is an easy way to give you an extra day, give you a little nod, extra time with your family, great. If I had known that both Pasta and Zaka were going to be out, and that they weren't going to call up Liesel last game, I would have been very frustrated in that video, I think. I think I would have had more to say about it. It just feels like a perfect opportunity. It really does. Let's talk about this game. I don't want to talk about this game! I don't want to. Puck drops. Puck drops in 3:28 in. The game was already going to be tough. It was already going to be tough. You saw the lineup. It wasn't pretty. But mistakes like this stuff will absolutely make sure that you won't even compete. Aspero has a puck coming at him along the right wall of the neutral zone. It hops on him, and he misses it. And he misses it. And he can't settle it. And then here comes Cooley, who's going to knock it down and go right around him. Pokes it right through him. You have to, at bare minimum, be more aware of the pressure coming at you. Because you got to hit that guy. He does not get to cleanly break around you if you're going to mess that up. But he does. And you shouldn't have flubbed the puck that many times anyway. Cooley skates in. It's a 2-on-1. Pushes it across the slot to Panarin. And he's going to launch this low glove 1-0 early. Early. And there's just... Okay. An uphill battle got a little more steep. But it ain't over. 3 minutes later, 3.5 minutes later, the fourth line's getting to work and gives the Bruins their first offensive pressure of the game. Asamont and Corelli combined for a scoring chance. Saved low glove. Tufte comes over, stabs that puck into the net. Very clearly goaltender interference. It gets waved off immediately. We continue at 5-on-5. They just move on. 7:58 left. The Bruins, they're not even skating. They're not. Like, this is a team that is so far away from engaged, and it's absurd. They're not looking to finish too many of their checks. Like, Zadorov is finishing checks. Corrali, fourth line's finishing checks. But no one's to the puck first. No one seems all that interested in making a rush play or transition chance. They're just coasting. The whole team just coasting. Not the whole team. The fourth line was moving. The third line had a couple good shifts. But for the most part, no one was winning any battles. And they were just allowing the Rangers to do whatever they wanted. Zadorov is going to watch a puck go down the left side of the wall and loop around to the opposite side. I don't think Korpisalo could have caught this. That's why he didn't move out of his net to stop that puck. I saw some criticisms about that. I don't think that's what it was. Zadorov sees this, and he's like, okay, let me go attack that wall. That's my man. He skates over, and Cooley is there to accept that puck. But he sees Zadorov coming, and he lets that through because Panarin's right behind him, and he's going to continue the play down that wall. The first issue with this play to me, Zadorov skates over, doesn't even reach with his stick to disrupt the puck or anything like that. His stick is here. He came over to lay the body. That was it. That was it. That's the only thing he attempted to do. He did not try to disrupt the actual play at all. It was just, let me make contact. Okay, dude, well, maybe get the stick down and see if you can make sure there's not an easy play going the other way or anything. That just kind of bothered me. That was, I don't know, it felt lazy. So Panarin's going to continue with this puck down towards the goal line and tries to send it through the crease for a chance. It gets by everyone, bounces off the wall, back into the upper half of the blocker side circle. Susie comes in, collects, and fires an absolute rocket glove side, and it's 2-0. And I'm just wondering why I'm watching the game. I'm curious as to why I'm watching this. If they don't care, why do I care? We've talked about that. That's not been this team this year, and I want to be very clear about that. That's not who the Bruins have been at all. This was maybe the second game where you could truly say, like, it felt like they just didn't give a shit. And then they did get back to it. It wasn't like this the whole game, but I really had a yucky feeling about watching any of that. 41 seconds left. One of the better shifts of the game. This was by the third line. Hampus gets tripped up, and we're going to do the power play. We don't do anything with the 40 seconds. We start the second period with about 80 seconds left of it. We aren't able to capitalize on it. 3:17 in. One of the best chances, certainly the best chance up to this point for the Bruins. A great stretch pass from Zadorov, launches a 2-on-1. Geeky on the left side has a perfect pass to Steves. Shesterkin makes the save on the shot. That would have been huge. Would have shifted everything. 4:30 in. Another chance on a bad Rangers turnover. This time, Elias gets a puck to Steves in the slot after Hampus forces the original turnover. Steves dekes around one defender and backhands it across the crease for Geeky, who he was lifting the stick of a defenseman, wasn't able to recover in time, weren't able to capitalize. But there's these shifts early in the second. The energy's up, the forechecking is there, they're creating more chances. 7:39 left. This is the first great shift of the Rangers. They've hemmed the Bruins in for about 2 minutes. First great shift of the second period for the Rangers, I should say. They've hemmed them in for about 2 minutes. Huznadinov's stick is going to wave in front of Trocheck's face, and he's going to whip his head back, and they're going to call it. We're going to the penalty kill. This is something that's whiny. I get it. But talk about things that completely change the outcome of the game. Now, we're down 2 goals. Trocheck is a little bitch. He is. Period. I've watched this player for a decade. He's a little bitch. He's always been a little bitch. This take has never changed as long as you've been a fan of this channel. He's a little bitch. Is he a great hockey player? Absolutely. He's also a little bitch. He is one of the diviest divers in the league. He's right up there with Tim Stützle. He's right up there with him. I do want to give a little bit of grace. I don't want to, but I should. When something goes in front of your face, your head goes back. I get it. And if it was any other player, I'd give the benefit of the doubt. But I know what Vincent Trocheck does because he's a little bitch. So he has his head snapped back. They call it. So fun here. We're going to go to the penalty kill. A penalty kill that never should have happened. And with 6 seconds left, Hampus is going to take a bad penalty. 6 seconds left of that penalty kill. He's going to take a penalty. He's going to high stick a guy. Fun moment for this refereeing team because they don't see it. None of them see the high stick. They see the player react about a second after, and they see him go check him out. There's no blood that any of us ever get to see, but they say he was bleeding. I'll believe him. I'm not going to act like they made that up. Of course he was actually bleeding. But they call a double minor, just to make sure they can review it and get it right. Something that certainly would have benefited the Bruins just a minute ago. Because nobody high-stick Trocheck, he's just a little bitch! It's going to be a double minor. And this completely changes the game. And somehow the Bruins still get lucky out of it. Because there's 6 seconds of a 5-on-3. The Rangers win a face-off. Get the puck to Panarin at the top of the slot. He flings this to Zibanejad, who's at a sharp angle blocker side, hammers this on net. It goes off the blocker and in at 7 seconds, which means it's 3-0, but now we only have to kill 2 more minutes of a penalty kill rather than 4 minutes. Because the 5-on-3 had expired just barely, meaning that extra second wiped out the first half of the penalty kill, the double minor penalty kill, because it was technically during that time. It was 5-on-4 when that puck went in the net. Bruins got lucky. So it's 3-0. 45 seconds later, the Rangers are set up. They get the puck to Panarin, who's at the top of the slot. He feeds Zibanejad, blocker side, sharp angle. He hammers this on net, looking for a backdoor tip from JT Miller, but who gets there first? Nikita Zadorov, who's going to do the job for him. He chips this in glove side. It's 4-0. And you can't help, if you're a Bruins fan, going, man, if they just got that one call right, who knows what this game looks like right now? Now, of course, you spotted them 2 goals in the beginning. Hampus absolutely did high stick the guy. So you're complaining about semantics and bad luck and whatever else you want to, but it's nice having someone to blame at least. It's certainly not going to hold any water to Rangers fans, nor should it. The Bruins should have lost this game 100%. It was just a way to twist that knife just a bit. That's all right, though. We're going to go to the third period, and we're going to get some fun Bruins for a bit. 4:07 in, the Bruins are bringing some pressure. Finally. Face-off loss, glove side of the O-zone, but the puck is pushed to the wall side wing, where Geekie is able to make a play to smack it off the Rangers' stick to Middlestat, who's at the bottom of that circle. He tries to swing this up the slot to Elias, who's pretty wide open. His shot still gets blocked. It bounces over to Middlestat, who's on the side of the net now, who chips it back into the crease, bodies everywhere, grinding. And Middlestat is able to find this through a forest of legs at a certain point after a couple seconds and smack it 5-hole. And it's 4-1. You feel good about that? I feel good about that. A minute and 40-ish seconds later, a face-off win on the glove side circle. Yoki Haru walks the puck along the blue line, getting closer to the center, rips a hard wrister. Geekie deflects it under the blocker, 4-2. This face-off was following a timeout by the Rangers because Sullivan felt the momentum was slipping, which it was because the first 5 minutes, absolutely tastic by the Bruins. Really good stuff. I think I said glove side for the first goal. It was blocker side for the first goal, glove side for the second. I apologize for that mistake. I also want to point out, this could be a game note too, but I don't have a lot of game notes for this one. Geekie is scoring in a variety of ways, and that is only a good thing. Just only a good thing. The guy's a real goal scorer, but he sucks. Remember, he sucks. He sucks. If I stop saying that, I'm so afraid of what will happen. The guy sucks. Here's my problem with the refs again. And I know this is a refs, I know it's a refs episode. I'm so sorry. I'm honestly so very sorry. I'm sorry. Truly. The score's 4-2. And over the next 6 minutes, the Bruins are tripped twice, slashed twice, and held once. By my count. Call it bias? Fine. It happened. No calls. No calls anywhere. The Bruins were getting blown out in this game and could not buy a call. And people want to point to shot totals, and I get it, because I often say, well, like, if you have possession, you're going to get more calls, you're going to create more opportunities. The Bruins had possession in this period and could not buy a fucking call. It was killing me. Because it's 4-2. Get one more and this game gets really interesting. That was just really bugging me. I have to say it. There's certain times I just have to say it. Refs really just screwed the Bruins in every way they could. The Bruins deserved to lose this game and lost this game on their own merit. I want to be very clear about that. But the refs were an absolute shit show to watch as a Bruins fan. 6:37 in, Aspero goes down the tunnel for taking a shot taking a shot follow through to the face. The stick, to be specific, hit him in the face. He would not return. He was gushing lots of blood. The injuries continue to mount. 3:24 left. Lafreniere gets the empty netter. 5-2. 2:58 left. I don't have a picture for this one either because I didn't care to do it. Trocheck gets a shot off from the slot. It's deflected by Gavrikov, blocker side. It's 6-2. It was really funny watching Gavrikov almost apologize for scoring this because it looks like he just wasn't supposed to be where he was and it just worked out for him. But he was very sheepish and it was kind of funny. So 6-2, that's going to be your final score. Another way to piss Loqual off. 1 minute and 9 seconds left. Robertson goes for clearing the puck over the glass, so we get a power play. We get a power play with 1 minute left after they missed, a handful of other calls even after they scored their other goal. So just great. Just good stuff, refs. Good. The Bruins lost the game. They lost the game on their own merit. They really did. Bad. Just bad. Frustrating. Game notes. I didn't learn shit from this game. Screw this. This was bad all over the place. The only thing I learned is that TNT still hasn't figured it out. That broadcast was a mess. It looked like shit. The commentators have clearly no concept of what either of these teams have been this year at all. And the worst crime out of all, God, it was boring. It was so boring. They tried to ham-fist these little Thanksgiving jokes in, and none of them worked. It's just awful. We are in a bad era of sports broadcasting. We really are. I think college sports still gets a lot of it right, because I want emotion, I want impact, I want excitement from the commentators as well. But it's become so muted. Bunch of just boring assholes who just talk. Oh wait, I'm a boring asshole who talks for like half an hour for every video. That means I'm allowed to criticize them because I do it too. Go Bees. Go Bees! Hey guys, thank you so much for watching this video and joining me as we experience this crazy Bruins season together. The names popping up on your screen now are from the top line tier and the all-star tier of the YouTube membership program for this YouTube channel. I greatly appreciate each and every one of you who help support the channel so that we can do more fun things, and I am always open to more ideas of how I can help give back to those who support the channel. At the end of the day, this channel is always going to be about the community, and I want to continue to grow that way, so please always feel free to reach out with new ideas and fun ways we can expand on this, or if you just need someone to talk to, I'm always here for you guys. Thank you all for your support, and as always, go Bees!